reiterate all the steps again. So first we will launch the Gmail, then we'll input the username and password, then we will click on sign in button. Now next thing we will check is if the user has successfully logged in, then the message Gmail page inbox page displayed and the user will be signed out. Else a message box will be displayed saying Gmail inbox page not displayed. And finally we will close the browser. So this is the script for the implementation of the first test case. So let's run this script. So this has now opened the browser. The Gmail has been launched. Now we have input the username password and clicked on the sign in button. The Gmail inbox page has been launched. So the script identified that Gmail inbox page displayed. So this is same as the expected result. So this test case has been passed. So similarly, now it has signed out from the application. And close the browser. So we have successfully executed one test case. Now we will implement the same for all the other test cases. We have in total 7 test cases. So we will copy the same thing another 6 times. So before that we'll just write down the test case name. This one is for validating the Gmail login with valid username, valid password. So we have the other 6 test cases. So we will copy the same test case and the same test scripts for the other 6. Entered the test script for all the 7 test cases. Now we are going to change only the username and password for each of them. So for the second test case it would be QTP World 2000 and password is blank. So validate with valid username and blank password. Next would be for validate Gmail with blank username and blank password. No, before that we have another test case which says validate Gmail login blank username and valid password. So this will be blank and valid password. The next test case is validate Gmail login with blank username and blank password. So this will be blank. Next test case is validate Gmail login with invalid username and valid password. So test data for the same is invalid valid username and valid password, so it will be qtp world. Next test case is valid username and invalid password, so qtp is the password. Next and the final test case will be invalid username and invalid password. It's qtp world here, and it's qtp. So now we have implemented the test scripts for all the 7 test cases. So let's execute the test and see how it behaves. So it's now executing the first test. Valid username and invalid password, blank password, sorry. So the actual result is as expected. Blank username and valid password. Actual result as expected. Blank username and blank password. Actual result as expected. This is for invalid username and valid password. Next is valid username and invalid password. So next is invalid username and invalid password. Again, the actual result is same as the expected result. So now testing is done for all the test cases and everything has passed. We have executed all the 7 test cases without parameterizing our script. If you see clearly, you can find that all the test case steps remain the same except the username and password. But we have copied 7 times the same script in our automation. So our code, if you see, it goes to around 181 lines. Now this is without parameterization. Now we'll see how we can implement the same thing using parameterization, and then we will judge which one is good. I'm going to delete from here the entire script. I'm going to use the same script again and again. Also, during the script, I will not only change the username and password but also I will update the test results in Excel sheet saying whether this test case has passed or failed. So for this I need to use Excel. In parameterization, what we do is we store our test data in an Excel sheet or a flat file or a data table. During runtime, we take each of these test data into our script and run the script. So that is what we are going to do here. So our test data is stored in Excel under the column G and H. We will be calling this Excel sheet to get this test data into our test script. So let me call the Excel sheet. Set my Excel equal to create object Excel dot application. So I have now made an object for Excel application. I'm going to open my Excel. Find the path of the Excel. Sample text test.xls. So the path is slash so we have opened the Excel. Now next line would be to make my Excel visible. Now after opening the Excel and making it visible, I should point now to the sheet test case